Get down! Sniper! Maya's scream tore through the afternoon air as her body launched forward. The crowd turned, confused, as she slammed into the man at the podium with the force of a freight train. Kang Junwoo's expensive suit crumpled under her weight as they crashed onto the platform together. Crack! The rifle shot split the air where his head had been a heartbeat before. Instead, the bullet punched through Maya's shoulder, spinning her sideways. Blood sprayed across the white podium. She felt the impact. Hot, sharp, familiar, before the pain registered. Then, the world exploded. Junwoo's black Mercedes detonated in the parking area behind the stage. The shockwave threw people like ragdolls. Glass shattered, metal shrieked, fire bloomed orange and black against Seoul's blue sky. Secondary explosions followed. Boom, 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 as the gas tank went up. Maya rolled off Junwoo, clutching her bleeding shoulder, her training screaming through the chaos. She scanned the rooftops, found the sniper's position. 7th floor, 3rd window, 400 meters out. Already gone. Professional. This wasn't random. Around them, people screamed and ran, but Junwoo's security wasn't running toward him. 3 of his guards raised weapons, aiming at their boss instead of protecting him. The betrayal was instant and surgical. "Boss, down!" A guard in a gray suit, older, scarred face, threw himself in front of Junwoo as the traitors opened fire. Bullets stitched across his chest. He dropped, blood pooling beneath him. Junwoo grabbed Maya with one hand, his fallen guard's pistol with the other. His face was cold, focused, deadly. This was a man who'd seen violence before. He fired twice. 2 traitors dropped. The 3rd ducked behind the podium. "Can you move?" Junwoo's English was perfect, his voice steady despite the chaos. Maya's shoulders screamed, but her legs worked. "Yeah." "Then run." They ran. Welcome to Afro-Korean Story Hub. Hey everyone, please tell us where you're watching from in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support makes all the difference for us to keep creating these emotional stories. 2 more guards materialized from the fleeing crowd. Young, determined, weapons drawn. They formed a protective triangle around Junwoo, moving with practiced efficiency through the panicked masses. Maya stumbled, her vision swimming, but rough hands caught her. "Keep moving," the younger guard barked in Korean. He was barely 25, baby-faced, but hard-eyed. They reached a side street where a black SUV screeched to a stop. The driver, thin, nervous, sweating, threw open the doors. Everyone piled in. The vehicle was moving before the doors closed. "Hospital!" Maya started. "No hospitals!" Junwoo pressed his jacket against her wound, his hands firm and surprisingly gentle. "They'll be watching. Hospitals." Then I bleed out. "No, you don't." He met her eyes. "I have a doctor. Private. You'll live." Maya wanted to argue, but the blood loss was catching up. Her ears rang from the explosions. Her shoulder felt like it was on fire. She'd been shot before, twice, both times in Afghanistan, but it never got easier. "Who are you?" she managed. "Someone who just survived an assassination attempt because of you." Junwoo's jaw was tight. "Who the hell are you?" "Nobody." The word tasted like ash. She'd spent 9 months being nobody. Invisible, forgotten. One instinctive choice, and nobody was gone forever. Nobody doesn't move like you moved. Nobody doesn't spot a sniper at 400 meters and react in under 2 seconds. His eyes were dark, intelligent, missing nothing. "You're military, special operations." Maya said nothing. Passing out seemed preferable to this conversation. "Boss?" The older guard in the passenger seat turned back. His name tag read, Sangmin. "We've got 3 cars following, 2 blocks back." "Daijung's people?" "Has to be. Nobody else moves this fast." Junwoo's expression went colder than Seoul in winter. "Lose them." The driver, tag reading Hyun-woo, nodded and floored it. The SUV surged forward, weaving through traffic with reckless precision. Maya gripped the seat, her wounded shoulder protesting every sharp turn. Behind them, the pursuit vehicles matched their speed. Professional drivers, not random gang members. They're boxed us in, Sang-min reported. 2 cars flanking, 1 behind. They're going to force us into the industrial district. Then we give them what they want. Junwoo checked his pistol's magazine. But not the way they expect. Maya, he looked at her. Can you shoot? Can I breathe? She held out her good hand. Gun. He passed her a spare pistol from the center console. Glock 19. Familiar weight. 17 rounds. She checked the chamber by muscle memory, her hand steady despite the pain and blood loss. You're insane, she said. Probably, he almost smiled. But you jumped in front of a bullet for a stranger. Who's really insane here? Fair point. The industrial district rose around them. Warehouses, shipping containers, empty lots. Perfect for an ambush. The pursuit cars closed in, forming a tight triangle. They wanted this finished quickly. On my mark, hard right into that alley, Junwoo ordered. We turn this into close quarters, neutralize their numbers advantage. Hyunwoo's hands whitened on the steering wheel. Boss, that's... Do it! Mark! Junwoo barked. The SUV screamed right, tires shrieking. They flew into a narrow alley between 2 warehouses. The pursuit cars followed, but the tight space forced them single file. The advantage shifted instantly. Stop, everyone out, defensive. Positions. They exploded from the vehicle. Sang-min and the young guard, name tag K.I. Jun, took cover behind dumpsters. Hyunwoo stayed with the SUV, using it as a barrier. Maya pressed against the warehouse wall, her pistol up despite her shaking arm. Junwoo moved like water, smooth and certain, positioning himself with clear sight lines down the alley. The first pursuit car rounded the corner fast. Sang-min opened fire, controlled bursts that shattered the windshield. The car swerved, crashed into the alley wall. Doors flew open. 4 men emerged, armed with submachine guns. The gunfight was brief and brutal. Maya dropped 2 with headshots before her shoulder gave out. Junwoo moved in sync with his guards, their coordination speaking to years of working together. Ki-jun took a round to the leg, but kept firing. The attackers fell one by one. The second pursuit car screeched to a stop at the alley entrance. The driver saw the carnage and made the smart choice. Reversed out fast. Let them go, Junwoo ordered. We need at least 1 survivor to report back. Maya slid down the wall, her vision tunneling. She'd used too much adrenaline, lost too much blood. The pistol slipped from her fingers. Junwoo was there instantly, catching her before she hit the ground. Stay with me. You don't get to die now. Everyone I save dies, Maya whispered. The words came from somewhere deep and dark. You should leave me here. Not happening. He lifted her easily. She was lighter than she should be. 9 months on the streets, burning away everything except bone and determination. Hyunwoo, drive. Sang-min, call Dr. Han. Tell him we're coming in hot and I need a surgeon, not a medic. The world blurred into fragments. Movement. Voices in Korean she couldn't follow. Pain that came in waves. And through it all, Junwoo's voice, steady and certain. You saved my life. I don't let debts like that go unpaid. So you're going to live. That's not a request. It's an order. Maya wanted to tell him orders didn't work on her anymore. That she'd stopped following orders the night her entire team died while command listened and did nothing. That surviving was the worst punishment the universe could devise. But consciousness slipped away before she could form the words, dragging her down into darkness that smelled like blood, and desert sand, and betrayal. Maya woke to white walls and the steady beep of medical equipment. For one disorienting moment, she was back in Germany, in the military hospital after Afghanistan, waking to learn she was the only survivor. That Marcus and her entire team were dead. That she'd failed everyone who mattered. Then the pain in her shoulder reminded her this was different. Seoul, not Germany. A different survival. A different failure. You're awake. The voice was older, measured, calm. A man in his 60s stood beside her bed, checking an IV. Drip. His hair was silver, his hands steady. Everything about him said doctor. I'm Dr. Han. You've been unconscious for 6 hours. The bullet passed through your shoulder cleanly, missed the bone and major vessels. You're lucky. Lucky. The word tasted wrong. Lucky people didn't watch their teams die. Lucky people didn't spend 9 months living under bridges in foreign cities. Comparatively speaking, Dr. Han's expression was knowing. You've been shot before, twice judging by the scar tissue, and you have shrapnel marks consistent with IED exposure, burns from white phosphorus on your lower back, knife wounds on your ribs. You've seen combat, extensive combat. Maya said nothing. Her scars were a map of failures she didn't want to read. Mr. Kang is very interested in who you are. Where is he? Dealing with the aftermath of today's events. Half his organization just tried to kill him. That requires attention. Dr. Han adjusted her IV. But he left orders. You're to be protected, fed, healed, given whatever you need. I need to leave. That's not an option. The assassination attempt is all over the news. Your face is on every channel. Mysterious woman saves business leader. You're visible now. Whatever you were running from, it knows where you are. The words hit like a physical blow. 9 months of carefully constructed invisibility destroyed in 2 seconds of instinct. She'd saved a stranger and signed her own death warrant. There are worse things than dying, Maya said quietly. I'm aware. Dr. Han's eyes were sad, ancient. I've been Mr. Kang's physician for 20 years. I've seen things that would make most people question their faith in humanity, but I've also seen him grow from his father's brutal legacy into something better. He's trying to reform his organization, make it less violent, more ethical. Ethics don't exist in his world. Perhaps not, but the attempt matters. Dr. Han moved toward the door. He'll want to speak with you. I suggest you decide what you're willing to tell him, and what you need to keep buried. He left her alone with the beeping machines and her screaming thoughts. The room was expensive, private clinic, not hospital. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed Seoul's skyline glittering in the darkness. 40 stories up, maybe more. Secure location, penthouse medical facility for people who couldn't risk public hospitals. Maya tried to sit up. Pain lanced through her shoulder, but she forced herself upright. Her clothes were gone, replaced by a hospital gown. Her backpack, everything she owned, sat on a chair in the corner. They'd kept her belongings. That was something. She'd just gotten her feet on the floor when the door opened. Kang Junwoo entered, and Maya saw him clearly for the first time. Mid-40s, tall for a Korean man, sharp features that could have been carved from stone. Expensive suit, immaculate despite the day's chaos. But his eyes, dark, intelligent, exhausted, those told the real story. This was a man balancing on a knife's edge between control and collapse. You should rest, he said in English. You should tell me why half your people tried to kill you. A ghost of a smile. Direct. I appreciate that. He moved to the window, hands in his pockets, silhouetted against Seoul's lights. My second-in-command, Cho Dae-jung, decided my attempts to reform our organization made me weak. He spent months building a coalition against me. Today was his play for power. Did it work? Partially. He controls about 60% of our territory now. My remaining commanders are loyal but outnumbered. He turned to face her. That sniper was his, the car bomb was his, and 3 of my personal security were his plants. They've been with me for years. I never suspected. Trust is a luxury you can't afford. Clearly, his eyes fixed on her with uncomfortable intensity. But you had nothing to gain from saving me. You put yourself between me and a bullet when you didn't know who I was or what I am. Why? Maya's hands clenched in the hospital gown. How could she explain instinct born from failure? That she'd seen the laser sight on his chest and remembered Marcus, remembered her team, remembered every person she'd failed to save? That for one brief moment, she thought maybe this time she could be fast enough? I saw the shot. I reacted, that's all. That's not all. Sangmin ran your fingerprints through every database we have access to. Police, military, international criminal organizations. intelligence agencies. Nothing. You don't exist. Maybe I like it that way. Nobody disappears that thoroughly by accident. Junwoo moved closer. You've been professionally erased. Either you did it yourself with serious technical skill, or someone powerful did it for you. Which is it? Maya met his eyes and saw her options narrowing. She could lie, but he'd know. Could run, but where? Could fight, but she'd lost too much blood, and he had an entire organization. That left one choice. Both, she said finally. I erased myself. But I had to because powerful people already erased me once. Officially, I died 2 years ago in Afghanistan. The woman sitting in this bed doesn't exist according to any government database. Who were you before you died? Lieutenant Maya Chen, U.S. Army Special Operations, Intelligence, and Strategic Planning. The name felt foreign after so long. I ran Black Ops missions in hostile territory, coordinated strikes, extracted assets. For 8 years, I was very good at my job. What happened 2 years ago? The question she'd known was coming but still wasn't ready for. Maya's hand started shaking. She gripped the bedrail to steady them. My team and I were sent to extract a defecting scientist from a compound outside Kandahar. Simple operation. We'd done dozens like it. But when we got there, her voice cracked. It was a trap. Not from the enemy, from our own command. They wanted the scientist dead, not extracted. Wanted my team dead too because we knew too much about an illegal weapons program. Junwoo's expression didn't change, but something shifted in his eyes. Understanding, maybe. Recognition of betrayal's particular kind of pain. We were ambushed by people wearing U.S. military uniforms, Maya continued, the words coming faster now like poison being purged. 6 of us went in. 5 died in the first 30 seconds. My partner, her throat closed. Marcus covered my escape, took bullets meant for me. His last words were, run. So I ran. Across 200 miles of desert with a concussion and 3 broken ribs and shrapnel in my back. I stole, killed, bribed my way to a port, and disappeared. And came to Seoul. Came to Seoul to be nobody, to fade away quietly, to maybe die without anyone noticing. She looked at her shaking hands. Instead, I saved you and made myself visible. Now the people who killed my team know I'm alive. They'll come for me, and they'll kill anyone in their way. The silence stretched. Seoul hummed beyond the windows, indifferent, eternal, full of 8 million people who would never know or care about the violence lurking in its shadows. Who specifically is coming? Junwoo asked finally. Director James Reeves, CIA operations officer. He ordered the hit on my team to cover up an illegal arms dealing scheme. I don't have proof. I was too busy surviving to gather evidence. But I know it was him. And he knows I know. Then we get proof. Maya's head snapped up. What? You saved my life. I don't take that lightly. If this Reeves sent people to kill you once, he'll do it again. The only way to stop him permanently is to expose him. Destroy his career, make him untouchable to his own people. Junwoo's voice was calm, certain. I have resources, intelligence networks, money, political connections. Help me deal with Lee Dae-jung and I'll help you get your revenge. That's insane. You're fighting for your life against your own organization. You can't. I can't survive this alone, he interrupted. Dae-jung has numbers and weapons. But you have strategic training. You spotted a sniper I missed. You calculated trajectories and wind speed in under 2 seconds. You fought through blood loss and fear when most people would have frozen. I need someone like you. Someone I can trust. You can't trust me. Everyone I protect dies. Or maybe everyone you protected until now was already doomed by traitors in power. He extended his hand. I'm offering an alliance. Mutual protection. You help me reclaim my organization. I help you destroy the man who destroyed your team. When it's over, you can disappear again properly. New identity, new life, new country if you want. But this time, you'll have closure first. The door burst open. Sang-min rushed in. Phone pressed to his ear, his face grim. Boss, we have a problem. Dae-jung's calling a meeting of all territory commanders. Tomorrow night. He's forcing them to publicly declare loyalty. Anyone who doesn't show is assumed to be against him. That's aggressive, Maya said. Smart, though, makes fence-sitters commit. Sangmin looked at her like she'd grown a second head. Boss, we can't attend. It's a trap. Of course it's a trap, Junwoo replied. But if we don't show, we look weak, scared. That loses us the commanders who are still undecided. If we do show, we're outnumbered 10-1 in enemy territory. Maya's tactical mind was already working despite her exhaustion. Then you don't show. You make him come to you. Both men turned to her. He's forcing a public declaration because he wants to look strong. But the assassination failed. Publicly. That makes him look sloppy. Use it. She swung her legs off the bed, ignoring the pain. Spread the word that Daijung's coup attempt was reckless, that he endangered civilians, that a leader who can't execute a simple hit is a liability. The old guard won't care about civilians, Sangmin said. No, but they care about competence. And the younger commanders trying to modernize your organization? They'll care about the civilian angle. Maya stood shakily. Divide his support. Make them doubt. Doubt is poison in a coup. Junwoo and Sangmin exchanged looks. Some silent communication passed between them. Who are you really? Sangmin asked, his voice suspicious but impressed. Someone who used to plan operations for people far more dangerous than your boss. Maya met his eyes. Do you want to survive this or not? She's right, Junwoo said. We turn this into a psychological operation. Hit Daijung's reputation before we hit his forces. And if that doesn't work, Sangmin pressed, then we hit his money, his weapons, his communications. Make him weak before we confront him directly. Maya's shoulder throbbed, but her mind was clear for the first time in months. Quick wars favor the aggressor. Drawn-out campaigns favor the prepared. You're prepared. He's aggressive. Use that. Sangmin looked at Junwoo. Boss, I don't like this. We don't know her. She could be... She took a bullet for me. That's more loyalty than 3 of my personal guards showed. Junwoo's voice carried absolute authority. She stays. She advises. We implement her strategy. And if... Alarms shrieked through the building. Red lights flashed. Sangmin grabbed his phone. North perimeter breach. 3 vehicles. Armed. They're coming fast. Maya's blood turned to ice. How did they find us so quickly? Daejung's not waiting, Junwoo said grimly. He looked at Maya. Can you move? Can I breathe? Then we move! Now! They evacuated in controlled chaos. Kijun appeared with tactical vests and weapons. Maya took a pistol despite her shaking hands, muscle memory overriding pain. Her shoulder screamed, but adrenaline drowned it out. The building shook. Explosion from below? They'd breached the ground floor. Stairwell, Junwoo ordered. We go down and out. They expect us to go up to the roof. Boss, they'll have the roof covered. Air support, drones, the works. We go down and disappear into the street. He looked at Maya. Can you run? I'll keep up or die trying. Let's avoid the dying part. They hit the stairwell, moving fast. 8 of them. Junwoo, Maya, Sangmin, Kijun, Dr. Han, and 3 more guards whose names Maya hadn't learned. All armed, all quiet. Gunfire echoed from below. Daijung's forces were clearing floors systematically. 20th floor, Sangmin whispered. We exit there. Service corridor to parking garage. Vehicles waiting. They descended in controlled silence. Maya's training took over, watching angles, checking 6, moving in formation without being told. The others noticed, adjusting their positions to complement hers instinctively. 19th floor, 18th, the gunfire grew closer. 17th floor landing, the door burst open. 4 attackers rushed through. Maya dropped the first one before her conscious mind registered the threat. Training, pure and instinctive. The second fell to Junwoo's precise double tap. Kijun took the third. The fourth got a burst off before Sangmin put him down. Dr. Han gasped, stumbling. Blood bloomed on his shoulder. Keep moving, he said through gritted teeth. It's through and through. They hit the 20th floor at a dead run. The service corridor was narrow, industrial, perfect for defense. They sprinted toward the parking garage entrance. Behind them, doors crashed open, shouts in Korean, boots pounding. Almost there, Sangmin started. The parking garage doors exploded inward. More attackers, coming from both sides. They were boxed in. Crossfire! Maya screamed. Cover! Everyone dove. Bullets chewed through the corridor. One of the unnamed guards took rounds to the chest, his vest catching them but the impact throwing him back. He didn't get up. Maya fired around the corner, dropping 2 attackers. Her shoulder was bleeding again, the stitches torn. She didn't care. This was familiar. The chaos, the fear, the clarity that came from fighting for your life. Junwoo moved beside her, their positioning instinctive and coordinated. He'd fire, she'd cover, she'd reload, he'd suppress. 2 people who'd met hours ago, fighting like they'd trained together for years. Boss! Kijun appeared from a side corridor Maya hadn't seen. This way. Service elevator. They ran. More gunfire. More chaos. The elevator was small, industrial, barely fit everyone. They crammed in, weapons pointed at the closing doors. The last thing Maya saw before the doors sealed was a dozen attackers rushing the corridor. They'll cut the power, Sangmin started. Already did, Kijun said. This elevator runs on backup generator, independent system. We'll make it. The elevator descended in tense silence, everyone breathing hard. Dr. Han being tended by one of the guards. Blood on everyone. Maya's legs started shaking. The adrenaline was fading, leaving behind pain and exhaustion and the crushing weight of survival. Junwoo caught her as she swayed. Almost there. How many of these near-death experiences do you have per week? Her voice sounded far away. Recently, too many. His arm around her was steady, strong. But I'm starting to think having you around might improve my survival rate. The elevator opened to an underground parking garage. 2 SUVs waited, engines running. They piled in, and the vehicles were moving before the doors closed. Behind them, explosions. Daijung's people were destroying the building, eliminating evidence and any wounded left behind. Where are we going? Maya asked. Safe house number 7, Junwoo replied. Remote location, better defenses. Daijung doesn't know about it. You hope he doesn't know. I hope a lot of things lately. Hope hasn't been particularly reliable. The SUVs merged into Seoul traffic. 2 more anonymous vehicles among millions. Behind them, sirens wailed. The building they'd escaped burned against the night sky. Somewhere in the city, Daijung was planning his next move. Somewhere farther away, Director Reeves was learning Maya Chen was alive. And beside her, Kang Junwoo sat in focused silence, a dangerous man who just lost everything except a handful of loyal soldiers and a homeless American woman who jumped in front of a bullet for him. This is insane, Maya whispered. Yes, Junwoo agreed, but you're out of options, and I need someone I can trust. Seems like insanity might be our best play. She wanted to argue, wanted to tell him this would end badly because everything in her life ended badly, wanted to run before more people died because of her. But she was so tired of running, so tired of surviving alone, so tired of being nobody. Fine, she said, but when this goes wrong, and it will go wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. Fair enough. He extended his hand. Welcome to the worst decision you'll ever make. Maya hesitated, then shook his hand. His grip was warm, certain, anchoring her to this moment, and this choice. I've made worse decisions, she said. Trust me. The SUVs drove through Seoul's rain-slicked streets, the city lights blurring into streaks of neon and shadow. Maya's head rested against the window, exhaustion pulling her toward unconsciousness despite the adrenaline still coursing through her system. Beside her, Junwoo was on his phone, speaking rapid Korean to someone, coordinates, security protocols, things Maya's tired brain couldn't process. Sangmin turned from the passenger seat. Boss, we're getting reports. Daijung's people are spreading the word. They're claiming you're dead, that the building collapse killed you. Good, Junwoo said. Let them think that. Buys us time. There's something else. Sangmin's face was grim. We intercepted communications. Someone else is asking about the woman who saved you. Not Daijung's people. Foreign accent. American. Maya's blood turned to ice. How long ago? 20 minutes, they were asking our street informants, offering money for information about a homeless American woman. Late 20s, military bearing, combat scars. They're already here. Maya's voice came out hollow. Reeves didn't waste time. Who's Reeves? Sangmin demanded. The man who killed my team. The man who's been hunting me for 2 years. She looked at Junwoo. I told you. Everyone around me dies. You need to let me go. Now. Before they find me and kill everyone protecting me. No. Junwoo? I said no. His voice was steel. We're in this together now. You saved my life. I'm not abandoning you to face this alone. You don't understand what you're up against. These aren't gang members or corrupt officials. These are CIA-trained operators with unlimited resources and zero conscience. They'll burn the city down to get to me. Then we make sure they don't get to you. Junwoo's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, and his expression shifted. Something between surprise and concern. What? Maya asked. Text from an unknown number. He showed her the screen. The message was in English. Lieutenant Chen, we know you're alive. We know you're with Kang. Surrender yourself by midnight or we start killing his people. 1 every hour until you comply. This is your only warning. Blackbird. Below the text was a photo. Ki-jun, the young guard who'd helped them escape, tied to a chair in what looked like an abandoned warehouse. Blood on his face, eyes wide with fear but defiant. Maya's world tilted. No. When did they... He went to check the perimeter when we arrived, Sangmin said, his voice tight with rage and guilt. He should have reported back 5 minutes ago. I thought he was just being thorough. They took him. Maya's hand started shaking. They took him to get to me. Who the hell is... Blackbird? Junwoo demanded. Maya's face had gone white. Agent Sarah Chen. She was on my team in Afghanistan. She was there the night everyone died. I thought... Her voice cracked. I thought she was killed with the others. But if she's alive, if she's working for Reeves, then she's the one who betrayed you, Junwoo finished. She knows everything. How I think. How I fight. How I plan. Maya looked at the photo of Ki-jun, guilt crushing her chest. She'll kill him. She'll kill all of you. Because of me. Another text arrived. This time, a video. 10 seconds long. Agent Chen, Asian American, early 30s, cold eyes, standing beside Ki-jun. She spoke directly to the camera, her voice flat and professional. Hello, Lieutenant. Long time no see. I'm disappointed you didn't die quietly like you were supposed to. Now I have to clean up this mess personally. She grabbed Ki-jun's hair, yanking his head back. He didn't scream. You have 7 hours until midnight. Come alone. Any tricks, any backup, any sign of Kang's people, and this boy dies. Then we start on the others. Your choice, Maya. Save yourself or watch everyone around you die. Again, the video ended. Silence filled the SUV. Rain hammered the roof. Seoul's lights blurred past, indifferent to the violence playing out in its shadows. Maya's mind was racing, calculating, planning. Chen had Ki-jun, had the location advantage, had backup and resources and the full weight of CIA Black Ops support. Coming alone was suicide. Not coming was murder. I'm going, Maya said quietly. No, you're not, Junwoo replied. He's your man, your soldier. He got taken because of me. I'm not letting him die. And I'm not letting you walk into an obvious trap. Junwoo's voice was firm. We have 7 hours. We use them. We plan. His phone rang, unknown number. He answered on speaker. Agent Chen's voice filled the vehicle, cold and amused. Hello, Mr. Kang? I hope you're not planning anything stupid. See, I know how you criminals think. You're going to try to rescue your man, mount some dramatic assault, play hero. A pause. But I'm not alone, and I'm not just threatening one life. Another photo arrived. This time, it showed 3 people bound and gagged in what looked like the same warehouse. Maya didn't recognize them, but Junwoo's face went rigid. The Kim family, he said hoarsely. Territory commanders, loyal to me. That's right, Chen continued. I've been busy tonight, rounding up your supporters, making sure Lieutenant Chen understands the stakes. She comes alone. They all live. She doesn't. Or you interfere, and I start executing them one by one. And Mr. Kang, I'll make sure you watch every single death. Consider it payback for harboring a traitor. I'm not a traitor, Maya said, her voice shaking with rage. Reeves is the traitor. He killed my team to cover up an illegal arms deal. I'm the only one who knows the truth. Is that what you tell yourself? Chen's laugh was bitter. You ran, Maya. While Marcus and the others died, you ran. Some soldier you were. Some partner. I ran because Marcus told me to. He died covering my escape. He died because you failed to secure the perimeter. Because your intel was wrong. Because you got them all killed. Chen's voice turned ice cold. And now you're going to get these people killed too. Unless you do the right thing for once in your miserable life and surrender. The line went dead. Maya stared at the phone, her entire body shaking. Every word Chen said was a knife twisting in old wounds. Maybe she was right. Maybe everyone did die because of Maya's failures. Maybe surrendering was the only way to— No, Junwoo said firmly. He turned to face her. Whatever you're thinking, no. This is manipulation. Psychological warfare. She's trying to break you before you even arrive. She's right, though. Everyone I try to save dies. Marcus, my team, and now Kaijun and the Kims will die because I saved you. Tears burned her eyes. I should surrender. It's not the only option. Junwoo grabbed her shoulders, forcing her to look at him. You're trained for this. You've run operations against worse odds, so we plan. We strategize. We use these 7 hours to figure out where she's holding them and how to extract them. You can't extract hostages from a CIA Black Ops team? Maybe I can't, but you can. His eyes burned with certainty. You were one of them. You know their protocols, their weaknesses, their blind spots. We use that. Sang-min spoke up from the front. Boss is right. This Chen woman is arrogant. She thinks she has all the advantages. But she doesn't know what we're capable of. Doesn't know that we've been fighting gang wars in this city longer than she's been an operator. And she definitely doesn't know what happens when you back a wounded animal into a corner, Junwoo added. We fight. Together. We save Kaijun and the Kims, and then we make Chen regret ever coming to Seoul. Maya wanted to believe him. Wanted to think there was a way out of this that didn't end in more death. But experience had taught her that hope was just delayed disappointment. We have 7 hours, she said quietly. That's not enough time to— Her words cut off as the SUV's windshield exploded. Bullets ripped through the interior. The driver slumped forward, dead instantly. The vehicle swerved wildly, tires screaming. Sang-min grabbed the wheel from the passenger seat, trying to control the careening SUV. Ambush! We're under fire! Maya's training kicked in. She identified the attack pattern in seconds. Multiple shooters, elevated positions, coordinated suppression fire, professional setup. Second wave! She screamed. They're not waiting for midnight! More bullets. The rear window shattered. One of the guards in the back seat took rounds to the chest, his body armor catching them, but the impact rendering him unconscious. Junwoo returned fire through the broken windshield, his face a mask of cold fury. They want you alive, Maya? That means we can use— An explosion rocked the SUV. The vehicle flipped, tumbling end over end. Metal shrieked, glass flew, bodies slammed against surfaces. The world became chaos and pain and the terrible certainty of impact. The SUV crashed onto its side, sliding 20 meters before slamming into a concrete barrier. Steam hissed from the engine. Alarms wailed. Blood dripped from surfaces. Maya's vision swam. Her shoulder was screaming. Something warm ran down her face. Blood from a head wound. Beside her, Junwoo was moving, struggling with his seatbelt, his face cut and bleeding but his eyes alert. Everyone out, he commanded. Before they— The SUV's doors were ripped open from outside. Hands grabbed Maya, yanking her from the wreckage. She tried to fight, but her body wouldn't respond properly. Concussion. Had to be. She was dragged across wet pavement. Lights and shadows blurred together. Voices shouted in English and Korean. Through the haze, she saw Junwoo being pulled from the wreckage. Sang-min, too, both fighting but outnumbered. A figure crouched in front of Maya. As her vision cleared, she found herself staring into Agent Sarah Chen's cold eyes. "Hello, Lieutenant," Chen said softly. Midnight came early. Maya tried to speak, but her voice wouldn't work. Chen smiled. Not warm, not triumphant, just the satisfied expression of a hunter who'd finally cornered her prey. "You know what's funny? I actually wasn't sure you'd be stupid enough to stay with Kang. Thought you might run like you always do. But here you are, playing hero again." She grabbed Maya's chin, forcing eye contact. "How'd that work out last time?" Behind Chen, Maya could see masked operators securing Junwoo and Sang-min. The other SUV in their convoy was a burning wreck 50 meters away. No survivors visible. "I'm taking you to a black site," Chen continued conversationally. "Somewhere very private, very quiet, where we can have a long conversation about what you know and who you've told. Then, when Director Reeves is satisfied you haven't compromised his operations, you'll have a tragic accident. Very sad. Very final." She stood, gesturing to her team. "Bag them, all of them. If Kang wants to play protector, he can watch her die." Maya's last conscious thought before the hood went over her head was simple and terrible. "I was right. Everyone I try to save dies. And now, Junwoo will too." Darkness swallowed her whole. Somewhere in that darkness, she heard Chen's voice, distant and echoing. "Get them to the warehouse. We have 7 hours of interrogation scheduled. Let's make sure the lieutenant suffers for every single person she got killed." Then, nothing. Just the void. And the crushing certainty that this time, there would be no escape. To be continued in episode 2. Welcome to Afro-Korean Story Hub. Thank you so much for watching this journey with us. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories, and tell us in the comments, what would you have done in Maya's place? Can they escape Chen's trap? Will Junwoo survive? Your engagement helps us continue creating these stories. Episode 2 drops next week, and trust us, Maya and Junwoo's darkest hour is just beginning. Thank you for being part of our community.